Hello everybody, I welcome you all to this video of the live session where we are going to discuss ECET Andhra Pradesh physics paper questions. So in yesterday's live session we have discussed regarding Telangana state ECET questions. So we have discussed all the 25 questions in two videos. You can see in Technogate YouTube channel. Similarly, we are going to discuss Andhra Pradesh papers as well. Unlike Telangana state, Andhra Pradesh paper has two papers. కొన్ని బ్రాంచెస్ కి మార్నింగ్ జరిగినాయి, కొన్ని బ్రాంచెస్ కి ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ జరిగినాయి. సో యూ కెన్ సీ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బేసికలీ. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టూ పేపర్స్ బేసికలీ. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ పేపర్ ఈజ్ బేసికలీ the one which we are going to discuss now. Second paper we'll be discussing in the next video. Okay, so let us start with that. Let me start with the question. I hope the audio is better now. Apologies for using the fan. Maybe there would be some sort of disturbance there. So ఇప్పుడు మనం మార్నింగ్ సెషన్ లో జరిగిన బ్రాంచెస్ యొక్క ఫిజిక్స్ పేపర్స్ చూస్తున్నాం. So all of them have same physics questions. So we are going to discuss all the 25 questions now. Afterwards, in the next video, we will discuss the afternoon session papers questions. Clear? Fine. One thing I would like to tell you regarding these physics papers is, no matter whatever is the range of syllabus, no matter whatever is the thing, no matter whatever is the examination, they are asking questions conceptually. So మీకు కాన్సెప్ట్ క్లారిటీ ఉంటే మాత్రమే you will be able to deal with that. Okay, concept clarity untene you will be able to deal with that. So don't think that ECET examination prepare avakunda you can succeed in ECET examination. So you should be very careful about it. Okay everybody, clear? You will eventually understand with the questions I'm going to discuss here. No question can be solved just by writing one line. No question can be solved from memory and so on. Very few questions are repeated like that, but majority of the questions in Andhra Pradesh ECET paper as well are asked based on the concept. So if you are a student of ECET 2026 or ECET 2027, futurely ECET ivabothunna students aithe definitely you should think about joining Technogate. Clear? Let us look into questions one by one. So let's look into the first question, which is from units and dimensions. It is given that if we choose velocity v, length L and force F as fundamental physical quantities, then how would you express power in terms of V, L and F? So instead of mass, length and time, that is M, L and T, we are taking V, L, F as fundamental quantities. So we need to define the dimensional formula for power. So let's solve it. So if you take power, we have the formula for power like this. Power is equal to, if you remember, there is a formula for power which is force into velocity. అసలు ఇది ఎలా వస్తుంది అని అంటే, పవర్ ఈజ్ బేసికలీ వర్క్ డన్ బై టైం, వర్క్ ఈజ్ ఫోర్స్ ఇంటూ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్. You divide the whole thing by time. So displacement by time comes out to be velocity. Okay, and in this question force and velocities are fundamental quantities only. So F power 1, V power 1 will be there. Clear? Understood? And if you see other one, that is L, length is also fundamental quantity here. So you can write down as F power 1, V power 1, L power 0. So this is the answer for this question. Clear? F power 1, V power 1, L power 0, which is matching with the first option. That's how we need to solve it. It's a very easy question as compared to the questions that came in Telangana state ECET paper from units and dimensions. I hope it is clear. Let us proceed to the next question. So this question is also based on dimensional formula. It is given that which pair of physical quantities have same dimensional formula. So you need to understand that first option is torque and momentum. Okay na? Second option is surface tension and tension. Third option is pressure and modulus of elasticity. Fourth one is force constant and Planck's constant. Let us go one by one. I hope you people know the formulas and definitions regarding each and every physical quantity that is given in each and every option. So if you take this second question, they gave this one. First option is torque and momentum. Torque. So torque is basically force into distance or perpendicular distance. So dimensional formula comes out to be ml t power of minus 2, because that is the dimensional formula for force, and for distance it is L. So this comes out to be ml square t power minus 2. Now along with torque they are asking us to check with momentum. Momentum yokka formula is mass into velocity. So if you take it m l t power minus 1, so you can see both are different. Both are not same. The dimensional formula is not same. So they are asking which pair has same dimensional formula. So first option is not right. Let us take the second one, surface tension and tension. Second option, if you take it, surface tension. Surface tension is force per length. So the dimensional formula comes out to be ml t power minus 2 by L. So this comes out to be m t power minus 2. So next one is tension. So tension is nothing but force. So force yokka dimensional formula is ml t power minus 2. Again here you can say both are not same. So second option is also not the right answer. Here similarly, let us proceed to look into option number C. If you take option number C, that is pressure and modulus of elasticity. So pressure is basically force by area. So ml t power minus 2, area is L square. So we are getting it as ml minus 1 t power minus 2. Alage modulus of elasticity, antena? Yes, modulus of elasticity. It is given by stress by strain. Again, stress is force by area. Strain is change in length to original length. So what happens? Force ml t power minus 2 by L square, L by L. So you would see that L will get cancelled. If you cancel this, L power minus 1 will be there. So you will get the value as ml minus 1 t power minus 2. And you can conclude here that both are same. That's how we can say the correct answer for this question is option number C. Fine. Option D is given for force constant and Planck's constant. I'll give you idea about that also. Force constant and Planck's constant. Force constant. Force constant is equal to given by force by length, or basically elongation of the spring. So this is ml t power minus 2 by L. This comes out to be m t power minus 2. Okay, there is force constant. Another one is Planck's constant as well. Planck's constant is E by nu, or E into time, because this is frequency. Energy into time. Energy into time. Energy is basically force into distance kada. ml square t power minus 2 into t. So we are getting it as ml square t power minus 1. This one, again they are different. So that is how you can conclude that. That is how you can conclude that. You can conclude that option number C is the right answer, because option number C has the two things, the combination of those two things having same dimensional formula. I believe it is completely clear to everyone. Now let us proceed to the next question. So for this, option 3 is the right one. Let us proceed to the next question. In this next question, what they are telling is, if a plus b is equal to c and a square plus b square is equal to c square, then the angle between vectors a and b is, you see here, it's very straightforward. A and b are vectors here. When you write down a plus b is equal to c, that means c is the resultant and c is the resultant. Okay, now c forms the third side of the triangle formed by a and b, and we have the condition a square plus b square is equal to c square, and enti they are satisfying Pythagoras theorem also. So only way in which this particular ABC would be there is they would be like this. This is a vector, this is b vector, and this would be c vector. This is the only way through which c square is equal to a square plus b square condition is satisfied. So we have the angle between A and B as 90 degrees. So in this question they are asking regarding the angle between vector A and vector B, which is nothing but option number 3. Very easy question. You can deal with this. Let us proceed to the next one. In this question it is given that the area of a rectangle with sides A is equal to 3i plus 4j and B is equal to I plus 3j is. So we need to find out the rectangle formed by these two vectors. Okay, na? First of all, actually I would like to say that this question is wrong. The answer would not be 5 root 10. In fact, these two vectors, if they are forming sides of a rectangle, they will, if you want these two vectors to form sides of a rectangle, it is not possible. I will plot and show it to you also. Okay, let me explain you why this question is absolutely wrong. Okay, so see here, first vector is A, which is 3i plus 4j, 3i plus 4j. Other vector B vector is equal to given as I plus 3j. So let me plot those two vectors. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 comma 4, right? So one vector is here, 3 comma 4. So A vector is shown like this. This is the A vector because it is going to 3 comma 4. B vector is I comma I plus 3j. Okay, so I can show like this, I and 3j. So this is the one here. So this is point B and this is the one. So you can see here, A vector, B vector cannot form even opposite sides of a rectangle or adjacent sides of a rectangle, because in a rectangle adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. These two are not perpendicular to each other. Alage, they cannot form opposite sides of a rectangle because opposite sides of a rectangle should be parallel to each other. These two are not parallel. Okay, na? Clear? So they can form a parallelogram. These two can form a parallelogram. I can extend these and show like this. They can form a parallelogram. In fact, the area of the parallelogram also not equal to the options given here. Okay, let me solve it. Let me derive the area of the parallelogram here. So it is not possible to have a rectangle, but let me get area of the parallelogram. Area of parallelogram is equal to modulus of A cross B. So let me get the cross product of A cross B. I, J, K. So K coefficients are 0. A vector is 3 comma 4 and this is 1 comma 3. Done. So let us get the cross product. You will get I cap into 0 minus 0 minus j cap into 0 minus 0 plus k cap into 9 minus 4. So eventually you are actually getting A cross B value is nothing but 5k cap. This implies modulus of A cross B, or the parallelogram formed by A and B, has the area of 5 units. So the answer should be option answer that's having 5. So but in the options you see here that they gave 5 root 10, 10, 2 root 10, 10 root 5. None of it is actually 5. Hence it is not matching with any of the options. So I hope you are very clear why this question is absolutely wrong. First of all, these two are not forming any rectangle, and whatever the area that is formed, the parallelogram's area, it is not even matching with any of the options. I believe it is clear to everybody. Okay, fine. Let us proceed to the next question. So question which is given here like this, fifth question. If a pebble is thrown vertically upward from the top of a tower with a velocity of 5 meters per second, it strikes the ground after 3 seconds. with what velocity the pebble strikes the ground. Take g is equal to 10 meters per second square. Very easy, okay. So very easy question, we can easily deal with this. Let me give you the explanation. So we have this, if a pebble is thrown vertically upward from a top of a tower, let's draw the tower. The tower is like this is the ground. This particular pebble అంటే ఒక స్టోన్ అనేది ఈ యొక్క పర్టికులర్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ ఎ టవర్ నుంచి ఇట్ ఈస్ థ్రోన్ అప్వర్డ్ వెర్టికల్లీ. సో వీఆర్ థ్రోయింగ్ దిస్ స్టోన్ vertically upward like this. It will go up and it will be falling down. This is the path. Clear? So what they are telling is it is thrown up with a velocity of 5 meters per second. That's what they are telling. It is thrown up with a velocity of 5 meters per second. It strikes the ground after 3 seconds. Time taken is equal to 3 seconds anamata. We don't know this particular distance or h. Clear? Understood? With what velocity the pebble strikes the ground? We would like to know with what velocity the pebble strikes the ground. We can solve it very easily. Elaga, it is starting from here, okay na, and it is taking time of 3 seconds, and it is going with the upward velocity of 5 meters per second. Downward is actually like this, and it is covering a displacement of h. Ikkada start ayindi, ikkada end ayindi. Okay na? Clear? Understood? So what we can do is, in this one, we know the value of a is equal to minus g or minus 10 meters per second square. And we want the value of v, right? Use the formula v is equal to u plus at, because you know initial velocity, you know the acceleration, you know the time. Clear? So v, u is upward, so I'll put plus 5, a is minus 10, and time is equal to 3. So you'll get it as plus 5 minus 30, which comes out to be minus 25 meters per second. The velocity with which it is reaching the ground is 25 meters per second downward. So if you see the options, 25 meters per second magnitude is already given. So that's how the answer is option number 3. So if you understand the concept very well, you can directly apply the equation v is equal to u plus at. If you don't understand the concept very well, you might be thinking of finding the maximum height reached, and maximum height వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత అక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది with zero velocity. Let's find out the time taken to come down. ఇలా అన్నమాట. So it will be unnecessarily lengthy. I hope it is completely clear to everyone. The answer for this question is option number 3. We are done with this. Now let us look into the question number 56. I mean to say 51st question నుంచి physics start అవుతుంది ECET papers లో. So we are actually 6th question of physics అన్నమాట. Let's look into this. It is given that if a body is released from the top of a tower of height h meter, takes t seconds to reach the ground. Where is the body at time t by 2 seconds from the ground? The body is released from the top of a tower. ఇందాకల క్వశ్చన్కి దీనికి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి అని అంటే, ఇందాకల క్వశ్చన్లో పైకి ఇసిరేసాం టవర్ పై నుంచి. హియర్ దే జస్ట్ డ్రాపింగ్ ద బాల్ అన్నమాట టవర్ పై నుంచి. ఓకే, లెట్ us solve this question. It is given like this. It is given like this. Let me draw the diagram also for our easy understanding purpose. There is this tower. We are dropping a ball. We are dropping here. It is falling down. The value of this height of the building is given as h. If a body released from top of a tower of height h takes t seconds to reach the ground, the time taken is equal to t seconds. Time taken is equal to t seconds అన్నమాట basic గా. Okay na? It is capital T. It is not small t. They gave it as capital T. T seconds అన్నమాట. Okay? T seconds is there. Reach the ground. What is it? Where is the body at time t by 2 seconds? సో ఎక్కడో టైం t by 2, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ రావడానికి ఇట్ ఇస్ టైం టేకన్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు t by 2 అనమాట. సో ఎక్కడ ఏ పొజిషన్లో ఉంది, ఓకేనా, ఏ పొజిషన్లో ఉందని అడుగుతుంది అనమాట బేసిక్గా. ఓకే, క్లియర్? సో హియర్ దే గేవ్ దిస్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ టైం t టు కంప్లీట్లీ కమ్ డౌన్. ఓకే, సో లెట్ us see here. It is starting from rest let's see what is the displacement covered. S is equal to ut plus half a t square. S is equal to u, which is 0, time is equal to t by 2 plus half a is minus g. T square means here time is equal to t by 2 whole square. So S value comes out to be minus gt square by 8. So minus gt square is the value here. Okay. And in the question, did they give us answer in terms of t square or anything? No, they are giving us in terms of h. So let's get the answer in terms of h only. So to get the value of the answer in terms of h, let us get the relationship between h and t. Okay, it is taking time t to reach the ground. Okay, let me keep it aside. Let us use S is equal to ut plus half a t square. S is equal to minus h because it is going down. ఇక్కడ మనం కనుక్కోవాలి కాబట్టి we'll keep it as s only. Minus h is equal to 0 into t plus half a is minus g and time t square. So we are actually getting this minus will go, h is equal to gt square by 2. Gt square by 2 value is equal to h. Okay, gt square by 8 is s. So we can say that this implies s is equal to minus gt square by 8. This can be written as minus gt, t అనేది capital, gt square by 2 into 1 by 4. So this will become h, gt square by 2 is h by 4 is the value anamata. The value is h by 4. ఇక్కడ ఒక చిన్న ట్రిక్ ఉంది చూడండి. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ లో బేసిక్ గా వాట్ ఈస్ ద హైట్ అంటున్నారా, వేర్ ఈస్ ద బాడీ ఎట్ టైమ్ t by 2 ఫ్రమ్ ద గ్రౌండ్ అంటా ఉన్నారు. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ వీ గాట్, see here, whatever displacement we got, this one here, this is the value here which is s. The displacement we got is s basically. Okay na, the displacement we got. So from the top it has gone to a distance of h by 4. H by 4. Okay na, we need to get the remaining here. This remaining is h minus h by 4, which is 3h by 4. This is the final answer. 3h by 4 is the final answer here. Understood? So hence the answer for this question is not h by 4, it is 3h by 4. Third option is right. That's how we need to solve it. Clear? If you haven't understood anything, just rewind the video, watch again, you'll understand clearly. ఇంకా బెస్ట్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ తీసుకొని ఒకవేళ మీరు ఆల్రెడీ మీరు ఈ యొక్క చాప్టర్ యొక్క కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్ని నేర్చుకుంటే, take this question, pause the video, try on your own, then you try the question, then you see the solution of mine. నా ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ చూసే ముందే మీకు ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. దట్స్ అ కరెక్ట్ వే ఆఫ్ లెర్నింగ్ ఫిజిక్స్. క్లియర్? సో ప్లీజ్ ట్రై టు ఇంకార్పొరేట్ దట్. లెట్ us look into the next question. It is given in this question that a body starts from rest and travels with uniform acceleration if the distance covered in first 2 seconds is x and the next 2 seconds is y, then y ki x ki relationship enti అని చెప్పేసి. So it is simple question from motion in a straight line. So let us deal with this. Okay, let us deal with this. Let me take the data given here. A body starts from rest, u is equal to 0, acceleration is constant. The body starts from rest and travels with uniform acceleration if the distance covered in first 2 seconds is x. So it is like this. చూడండి, t is equal to 0, t is equal to 2 seconds, t is equal to 4 seconds. Okay na? First 2 seconds lo it has covered a distance of x. First 2 seconds lo it has covered a distance of x. In the next 2 seconds it has covered a distance of y. Okay, clear? That you need to understand. Let us take from 0 to 2. So from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 2 seconds. Clear? So we want to cover this distance x, right? Using s is equal to ut plus half a t square. S is nothing but x, u is anyways 0, time is equal to 2 seconds, half a into 2 whole square. Clear? If you simplify, we will get the value of x is equal to 2a. We are getting the value of x is equal to 2a. This is 0. 2 square is 4. 4 by 2 is equal to 2. X is equal to 2a. We got this answer. I believe it is completely clear. Similarly, let's apply for y also. Kani, we should not take like y is equal to s is equal to y is equal to s and that is equal to ut plus half a t square. Instead of that, let us take for this whole range because we know total distance is x plus y. Clear? So, I am taking from, I believe it is visible to everyone. Yes, it is visible. Thank God. Okay. So, from here I need to, okay, I'll remember this. From t is equal to 0 to 4 seconds. Okay, na? T is equal to 0 to 4 seconds. So you have this u is equal to 0, a is equal to some constant, applying s which is equal to x plus y is equal to ut. T is equal to 4, half a into 4 square. So x plus y is coming out to be 0 into 4, 4 4 is 16, 16 by 2. 16 by 2 is 8, 8a. So we are getting 8a, x plus y is equal to 8a, x is equal to 2a. Okay na? X is equal to 2a kabatti 2a plus y is equal to 8a. This implies our value of y is equal to 6a. We got the value of y is equal to 6a and we have the value of x is equal to 2a. From this we can say x is equal to 2a, y is equal to 6a and then 6a. So from this we can say that x by y is equal to 1 by 3, 2a by 6a. Hence we can say that y is equal to 3x. That's how we are concluding that y is equal to 3x, which means option number 3 is the right answer. Option number 3 is the right answer. That's how we need to solve it. So if you want to have a look, I'm stepping aside. I'm putting this on the screen. Yes. You can have a look, pause the video. If you want to copy, you can copy. You can copy this also. Similarly, you can copy this also, which has the final answer that y is equal to 3x. Let us proceed to the next question. Okay, now let us proceed to this next question. This next question, it is little tricky. Okay, na? Okay, na? So don't get confused. Don't get scary also. I will make it make the things very simple for you. Andukane we are discussing this question publicly on live here. It is given that a juggler throws ball into air. Juggler ante meeku telusu anukunta, circus lo untaru. They will be throwing on the balls. Oka hand toti ball isresta untadu, inko hand tho padta untadu. In malli isresta untadu, inko padta untadu. So that magic he will be doing. That person is called as a juggler. So a juggler throws ball into air. First question, first sentence. He throws one whenever the previous one is at its highest point. And oka ball is resi, adi highest point ki ragane inko ball వేస్తాడు పైకి. Okay, that is a frequency or that is the way in which he is throwing the ball. How high does the ball rise if he throws n balls each second? For every second he is throwing n balls అనుకుందాం. Okay na? So based on that we need to find out what is the maximum height. How high does the balls rise if he is able to throw n balls each and every second. Okay, let us go step by step in this one. So whatever is the type of the question, first thing is we need to take the data. So the juggler is throwing ఒక బాల్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇలా పైకి వెళ్ళి మనం వచ్చేస్తుంది, ఇంకొక బాల్ అనేది ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఐ బిలీవ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ విజిబుల్ ఆన్ ద స్క్రీన్, రైట్? వెరీ గుడ్. So this is basically maximum height. You know, in vertical motion, the time taken to reach the maximum height in vertical motion, time taken to reach the maximum height, okay na, or time of ascent is equal to u by g. ఎంతైతే స్పీడ్ తో పైకి వేస్తాడో అంత స్పీడ్ తోటి వెళ్తుంది. అండ్ h is టైమ్ ఆఫ్ అసెంట్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు u by g. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళడానికి u by g టైం పడుతుంది. అంటే ఏంటి, హీఈస్ థ్రోయింగ్ అంటే ఇక్కడ u by g టైంకి పైకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది, ఇక్కడ రీచ్ అవ్వగానే ఇంకొక బాల్ వేసాడు. అంటే for every u by g seconds one ball is thrown. ఇది మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ యూ బై జీ, ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఈడికి వచ్చినాకనే వేస్తాడు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి పైకి వెళ్ళడానికి 1 సెకండ్ అనుకోండి, లేకపోతే 5 సెకండ్స్ అనుకోండి, ఓకేనా. 5 సెకండ్స్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత సెకండ్ వన్ వేస్తాడు కాబట్టి ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ 5 సెకండ్స్ హీఈస్ థ్రోయింగ్ ఎ సింగిల్ బాల్, ఓకేనా, అదనమాట. సో ఇక్కడ టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ఎసెంట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ యూ బై జీ కాబట్టి ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ యూ బై జీ సెకండ్స్ హీఈస్ థ్రోయింగ్ ఎ బాల్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద బేసిక్ థింగ్ హియర్ ఇన్ దిస్ వన్. ఏమంటున్నారు ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో? దే ఆర్ టెల్లింగ్ దట్ how high does the balls rise? And we need to get the value of h for this condition. If he is able to throw n balls every second, we got to know according to this condition u by g seconds for every one ball. So ఇందులో చూడండి ఒకసారి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ టైం అనేది 0.5 సెకండ్స్ అనుకోండి. 0.5 సెకండ్స్ ఫర్ ఈచ్ బాల్ అనుకుందాం. 0.5 సెకండ్స్కి ఒక బాల్, ఓకే, హాఫ్ సెకండ్ ఒక బాల్. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, 1 సెకండ్కి you need to do cross multiplication, అంటే హాఫ్ కదా, ఇట్ విల్ గో దట్ సైడ్, 2 balls అన్నమాట, అంతే కదా. ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ హాఫ్ సెకండ్ ఈస్ థ్రోయింగ్ ఏ బాల్ అని అంటే 1 సెకండ్కి 2 balls పడేస్తూ ఉంటాడు, అంతే కదా, క్లియర్. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమొచ్చింది మనకి, u బై g సెకండ్స్ 1 ball కాబట్టి ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ 1 సెకండ్ హీఈస్ థ్రోయింగ్ g బై u, దీనికి రివర్స్ g బై u బాల్స్ అన్నమాట. For every 1 second he is throwing g by u balls. Okay, given that for every 1 second number of balls thrown are actually 1, sorry, not 1, n anamata. It is given that how high does the balls rise if he throws n balls each second. From the condition that ఒకసారి అంటే ఒక బాల్ మ్యాక్సిమం హైట్ రీచ్ అయినప్పుడు ఇంకొక బాల్ వేస్తాడు అన్న దాన్ని బట్టి, ఇఫ్ ద టైం టేకన్ ఈస్ 0.5 సెకండ్స్ 1 బాల్ అయితే ఫర్ 1 సెకండ్ ఈస్ థ్రోయింగ్ 2 balls కదా. అలాగే యూ బై జీ సెకండ్స్ అయితే, యూ బై జీ సెకండ్స్ ఫర్ 1 బాల్ అయితే 1 సెకండ్కి ఇట్ విల్ బికమ్ జీ బై యూ బాల్స్ అనమాట. బట్ జీ బై యూ ఇస్ గివెన్ యాజ్ ఎన్, సో వీ కెన్ రైట్ డౌన్ దట్ జీ బై యూ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఎన్. హెన్స్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ యూ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు జీ బై ఎన్ అనమాట. ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ యూ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు జీ బై ఎన్. Because in this question they did not give us the value of u. We need to get the value of h by using the value of u. We know in vertical motion maximum height is equal to u square by 2g kada. So let us substitute this 1 by 2g into g square by n square. This comes out to be g by 2n square. G by 2n square is the maximum height. If he is throwing n number of balls, you can see n number of balls per second. So g by 2n square, option number 1 is the right answer here. So ఇలాంటి ట్రిక్కీ క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తాయి, మనం డీల్ చేయగలగాలి. ఎప్పుడు ఇటువంటి వాటి మనం డీల్ చేయగలుగుతాము అని అంటే, మనం కోచింగ్ తీసుకునేటప్పుడు ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అబౌట్ గెటింగ్ ఆన్సర్స్ ఇన్ ద సబ్జెక్ట్, ఇట్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ హౌ వెల్ యూ ఆర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ద మ్యాథ్స్, హౌ స్మార్ట్లీ యూ ఆర్ బికమింగ్ ఇన్ 1 year. కోచింగ్ తీసుకున్న ఫస్ట్ డే నుంచి ఎగ్జామ్ రాసే టైం వరకు మీరు ఎంత స్మార్ట్ అవుతున్నారు అంటే ఏంటి, క్యాలిక్యులేషన్స్ ఫాస్ట్గా చేయడం, స్మార్ట్గా థింక్ చేసి స్ట్రైకింగ్ ఆఫ్, ఇలాంటి అనమాట. బేసిక్గా క్వశ్చన్ చదవడం ఫాస్ట్గా ఎలా చదవాలి, క్వశ్చన్ ఎంత బాగా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి, ఇలా అనమాట బేసిక్గా. సో హౌ స్మార్ట్లీ యు ఆర్ బికమింగ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అనమాట బేసిక్గా. క్లియర్? మీరు డిప్లొమా స్టార్ట్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు ఒక లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ బ్రెయిన్తో ఉంటారు, డిప్లొమా ఎండ్ అయ్యే టైంకి యువర్ బ్రెయిన్ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజింగ్. సేమ్ థింగ్ హియర్ యాజ్ వెల్. Okay, I believe it is completely clear to all. That's how we are getting the answer for this question as option number 1. Let us proceed to the next question. In this question it is given that a block of mass m is lying on an inclined plane. The coefficient of friction between the plane and the block is mu. The force required to move the block up the inclined plane is. It's a very, very straightforward question. We can easily deal with that. Basically we have an inclined plane, on that we have this block having a mass m. You want to apply a force F to make that go up. So there is coefficient of friction as mu. So it is given a block of mass m lying on inclined plane. The coefficient of friction between the planes is mu. Plane and the block is mu. The force required to move the block on the move the block up on the inclined plane anamata paiki pampinchali basic ga. So if you draw the free body diagram for this one, I believe you guys know regarding this, there will be mg sin theta in this direction, there will be mg cos theta in this direction, there will be n. Understood? Okay, so if you draw it further and do the resolution, this is the block, you are applying a value of f, there is already mg sin theta in this direction, okay na, clear, and friction force will be acting in the back because you are trying to move up, mu into n. So where mu, n is equal to mg cos theta, this is the one here. So whatever the force F you are applying, it should be overcoming both mg sin theta and also this mu into n. So this implies F minimum required should be greater than this value mg sin theta plus mu mg cos theta. If you apply a force which is more than this, then only the block will be able to move upward. So mg sin theta plus mu mg cos theta, option number B is right. That's how we are solving it. I'm hoping that it is completely clear to everyone. If you guys want to copy, you can copy this. This is a figure. I'm stepping aside. You can copy this. This is how you need to solve and get the answer. So let me proceed to get the answer for this question. Next question. So next question is given like this. It is given that the time taken by a body to slide down the smooth inclined plane is 4 seconds. The body is sliding down. There is no friction. Smooth inclined plane అని చెప్పేసారు అన్నమాట. Okay. The time taken by the body to slide 1/4 of the length of the plane is 1/4 length of the plane వెళ్ళడానికి ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది అని చెప్పేసి. So this is again question on inclined planes అన్నమాట. So it is like this. A block is there. We guys know along the plane there is mg sin theta. Friction ఏది లేదు కాబట్టి there is only one force which is acting on this. Clear? So force F is equal to mg sin theta. Acceleration is equal to g sin theta downward. Okay na? It is acting downward basically. What else they are asking? The time taken by the body to slide down the smooth inclined plane is 4 seconds. Okay? It is starting from rest anukunte u is equal to 0. We have the value of a. It needs to go down over a time of 4 seconds. So time is equal to basically 4 seconds anamata. Okay na, clear? We don't know the length. So let me take the length here. So you take s is equal to ut plus half a t square. S is nothing but L. U is equal to 0. 0 into 4 plus half a value is g sin theta into t square, 4 square. Clear? So this is the one. So we are getting the value of length L as 2 4 square. ఎలా సింప్లిఫై చేయొచ్చు? 4 square means 16, 2 ones 2 8 ja 16. So we get this value here. Okay na? So 0 into 4, 8g sin theta. So the length of the inclined plane is coming out to be 8g sin theta. We will use this. Length of the plane is 8g sin theta. In this one what they are asking? In this one 1/4 of the length of the plane ki enta time padutundi ani cheppesi 1/4 length of the plane. Okay na? 1/4 length of the plane. So now s value is equal to L/4. L/4 is nothing but 8g sin theta. 8g sin theta by 4, which is 2g sin theta. So let us get the value of time taken. So using the equation again, s is equal to ut plus half a t square. S is equal to 2g sin theta. U is equal to 0. Time we don't know. Plus half. Anyways, a is equal to g sin theta. Time is t square. So this comes out to be 2g sin theta is equal to g sin theta by 2 into t square. So if you simplify this, g sin theta will go. Eventually we are getting the value of t square is equal to force. This implies time is equal to 2 seconds. Understood? So it is taking time of 2 seconds here. Understood? Because time can never be negative. That's why we are not taking -2. The answer for this question is 2 seconds. You can see here. Option number 2 is the right answer here. Option number 2 is the right answer here. Clear? If you guys want to copy, you can copy from here. So మీరు ఒకవేళ స్టిల్ 2026-2027లో ఈసెట్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఇచ్చే వాళ్ళైతే మీకు ఈ యొక్క ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ అనిపించవచ్చు. ఓకేనా? డోంట్ వరీ, మీకు ప్రిపరేషన్ ఇంకా అవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి యూ విల్ బి ఫీలింగ్ లైక్ దట్. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ ఫర్ 6 months ఆర్ అట్లీస్ట్ కంప్లీటింగ్ దిస్ చాప్టర్, ఆ చాప్టర్లో ఉన్న ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్ ఈసెట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్నీ సాల్వ్ చేసి దీనికి వస్తే యూ విల్ ఫీల్ వెరీ వెరీ ఈజీ. యూ విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు డీల్ విత్ దట్ వెరీ వెరీ ఈజీలీ అనమాట. క్లియర్? దట్స్ హౌ వీ విల్ బి సాల్వింగ్ దిస్. ఐఎమ్ హోపింగ్ దట్ ఇట్స్ కంప్లీట్లీ క్లియర్. Hope there is no confusion. Let us proceed with the next one now. Let us proceed with the next one now here. Okay, na? This is the one here. Okay. So this would be 11th question. So there are total 25. So let us look into this 11th question. It is given that a body of mass 2 kg, changes its velocity from 3i minus 4j meters per second to 6j plus 2k meters per second. What is the change in kinetic energy of the body? You need to understand that kinetic energy is half mv square. Mass already icharu. So we need to know the magnitude of velocity at the start and also the end. So let us get the magnitudes of the velocities. So let us take the data given in the question. So mass of the body is equal to given as 2 kg. Initial velocity u is given as 3i minus 4j meters per second. Okay. Final velocity is equal to given as 6j plus 2k. Understood? Okay. So now for this magnitude of velocity u1 is nothing but square root of 3 square plus minus 4 whole square, which comes out to be 5. And this one's magnitude of u2 is equal to square root of 6 square plus 2 square, which comes out to be 36 plus 4. Okay. 40. 36 plus 4, 40 anamata. So you got the velocity magnitudes. Now apply it. Change in kinetic energy is equal to half m u2 square minus half m u1 square. Let me take half into m outside. M is equal to 2. Okay. u1 square minus u2 square. M is equal to 2 na? Yes. u1 is 5. So u1 is equal to 5 ante 5 square. u2 is equal to square root 40 ante this will become 40. Square root of 40 kabatti. Square root of 40 square avutundi kabatti. So this will become 25 minus 40, which will become 15 joules. So there is a rise of energy. Okay na? u2 minus u1 పెట్టాలి కదా. Okay, fine, that's okay. Whatever is it, increase or decrease. So initial one is lesser, final one is higher kabatti energy got increased basically. So 15 joules is the change of kinetic energy, which is matching with first option. So very easy and straightforward question. You can copy this. You can pause the video and please copy this. I believe it is done. You can copy this as well. Fine. Let us proceed with the next question. The next question is given here. At her maximum height, a girl in a swing under uyala is 3 meters above the ground, and at the lowest point she is 2 meters above the ground. And her maximum velocity is how much? So this is interesting question. It is very straightforward question based on conservation of energy. Clear? Let me give you the explanation by taking the data. First of all, let me draw that picture here, then you will understand. This is swing anukondi. Ammai uyala ugutundi ila anamata. This ground. Okay? This is first point, this is inkoka point anamata. So if you see here, at her maximum height, a girl in a swing is 3 meters above ground. So this is 3 meters. And at the lowest point, she is 2 meters above ground. Clear? Understood? Her maximum velocity is, we need to get what is the value of maximum velocity. Clear? So this is the one you have like this. from here it is going like this and again it is swinging like this. Okay, it will swing like this, velocity will become 0, again goes like this, velocity will be maximum, again goes like this, till the velocity becomes 0 it will swing, then again goes to like this, again goes like this and so on. Understood? You have this here Vmax value at the bottommost point. Here velocity is equal to 0. Okay, so first point తీసుకుంటే ఇక్కడ అసలు energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. ఇక్కడ కూడా సెకండ్ పాయింట్ లో కూడా ఎనర్జీ ఈజ్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీ ప్లస్ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ. సెకండ్ ఫస్ట్ ఇక్కడ వెలాసిటీ 0 కాబట్టి kinetic energy is 0 in this first position. That's very clear. Okay, and you can write down that this potential energy value here mg into h, this is mg into 3. Okay na? So E1 is equal to PE mg into h, mg into 3, that's a value here, mg into 3 basically here. Understood? Now when you take this here, there is some height. So this potential energy is equal to mg into 2 and this kinetic energy is equal to half m v max square. Half m v max square. Okay na? We have identified the energies at the first position and also the bottom position here. And from law of conservation of energy, energy will remain constant. So whatever energy you have it or the girl is having on the first position will be same as the second position. Okay? From law of conservation of energy, E1 is equal to E2, E1 is equal to mg into 3, mg into 3 is equal to mg into 2 plus half m v max square. If you simplify this, m will go, so g I'll take it as 10 only, so 3g minus 2g is equal to v max square by 2. So v max square is equal to 2 into 3g minus 2g, which is nothing but g. So v max square is equal to 2 into 9.81, or let me take it as simply option ఎలా ఇచ్చారు? Okay, 9.8 ఇలా ఉందా? That means we should take it as 10 only, not 10, 9.8 only, 9.81. Okay, ఇంకేదైనా మిస్టేక్ ఉంది ఇక్కడ? 3mgh, right? 2mgh, so it will become, it is simply g. 3 minus 2 1 కదా, that is simply g anamata. So if you simplify this, Vmax value will become square root of g, which is square root of 9.81. Antena? Ingeda mistake unda? Half mv square. Okay, this 2 will go this side here. Okay, 2 is coming up here, 2 is coming up here, into 2, which is square root of 9.8 and 19.6. Square root of 19.6, approximately 19.6. Now it is matching, option number 3. Okay, clear? So that's how we will be solving and we'll be getting the answer as option number 3. You can copy if you want along with the picture, and this is how we will be solving this. I hope it is completely clear. Okay, that's how we'll be concluding that answer for this question is 19.6. Let us proceed with the next question. Question number 63. It is given that an engine delivers 1000 watt of power with 80% efficiency. 80% efficiency అంటే అతని కెపాసిటీలో 80% మాత్రమే వాడుతున్నారు. Clear? The input power is how much? So an engine delivers 1000 watt of power with 80% efficiency. The input power is how much? Okay, so ఇదేంటి, అవుట్పుట్ పవర్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ 80% ఇచ్చారు అని అంటే energy output is equal to 80% of energy input. Clear? And what they are telling in this one here, the engine delivers 1000 watt power and we need to get output power. So this is 1000 is equal to 80% of E input. Okay, 1000 is equal to 0.8 because 80% means 80 by 100 into E input. Clear? This implies E input is nothing but 1000 by 0.8, which is 10,000 by 8. If you simplify, 2 5 anamata, 2 2s are 4, 2 2500, 1250. So we are getting, that means input power is 1250 watts. Old electrical appliances వాడకండి, కరెంట్ బిల్ అనవసరంగా ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది అంటా ఉంటారు. ఎందుకు? their efficiency will be lower. Here the motor is using 1250 of watt and it is using 1250 of watt and it is giving only 1000 watt అనమాట. రిమైనింగ్ ఎనర్జీ అంతా హీట్ ఫామ్ లో ఇలా వేస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది అనమాట. అది సంగతి. ఫైన్, ఆల్ క్లియర్? యూ గైస్ కెన్ కాపీ. This is how we will be solving this. 1250 means the answer is option number 3. 1250 is the answer here. I believe it is completely clear. I hope there is no confusion. Let us proceed to question number 64. If a second pendulum on earth is taken to a planet whose gravity is half of the gravity on earth, its time period on that planet is how much? We know second pendulum means the pendulum that has time period is equal to 2 seconds. What they are telling, this value of g, acceleration due to gravity, is changing to half. Okay, now let me solve it. Initial time period is equal to 2 seconds. It is taken to a planet. Here g1 is equal to g. We need to get second time period. g2 value became g by 2, whose gravity is half of the gravity on earth. So we need to get time period. For pendulum, we know time period is equal to 2 pi under root L by g. Okay, time period is proportional to 1 by g. This implies we have t1 by t2 is equal to square root of g2 by g1. Fine. So t1 is anyways 2, t2 is equal to t2 square root of g2, which is nothing but g by 2, g1 is g, and if you simplify g, that is gone, and you will get 2 by t2 is equal to, it's visible on the screen, 2 by t2 is equal to 1 by root 2. This implies what? The new time period is equal to 2 root 2 seconds. So gravity తగ్గడం వల్ల time period got increased to 2 root 2 seconds అన్నమాట. 2 into 1.432 అవుతుంది బేసిక్ గా. Fine, clear? This is how you will be solving 2 root 2 అని అంటే it is matching with option number 4. I believe it is completely clear to everyone. This is the solution. I hope there is no confusion. This is the answer. Let us proceed to the next one. Let us proceed to the next question. Okay, it is given that the amplitude of a simple harmonic oscillator is A when the velocity of the particle is half of its maximum velocity. The amplitude of a simple harmonic oscillator is A when the velocity of the particle is half of its maximum velocity, then its position is. We need to get the position. We have the formula for this, but first of all let me take the data given here. The amplitude of a simple harmonic oscillator is A. Amplitude is A. The velocity of the particle is half of its maximum velocity. V is equal to V max by 2. V max is A omega. So A omega అయినప్పుడు corresponding to this what is the position అడుగుతున్నారు అంతే కదా, then its position is how much? We have x is equal to, or we have like this, velocity at any location v is equal to omega root of a square minus x square. V is equal to a omega by 2 omega root of a square minus x square. Omega is gone. Let us square on both sides. You will get a square by 4 is equal to a square minus x square. So this gives us x square is equal to a square minus a square by 4. X square is equal to 3a square by 4. X is equal to root 3a by 2. I'm getting the answer like this. It's matching with fourth option. Very straightforward formula based question. I told while giving coaching to technograde students that simple harmonic motion nunchi chala varaku formula based questions e vastayi, and this one is the example, direct formula based one anamata. You can have a look here. If you want, you can copy the solution. This is how we will be solving this question. Let us proceed with the next one. Fine. We have this. Let us proceed with this question here. Question number 66. So we have 10 more questions. It is given that the displacement of a particle executing simple harmonic motion is x is equal to 3 sin 2t plus 4 cos 2t. So two sinusoidal curves, 3 sin 2t, 4 cos 2t, both are added here. We need to get amplitude of the particle. We know the formula. Whenever we are doing the addition, amplitude is equal to square root of amplitude 1 square and amplitude 2 square. Amplitude 1 square is basically 3. 3 square plus 4 square, this comes out to be 5. So the value of the amplitude of this equation would become 5, which is option number 4. Clear? I hope you are able to follow. This is the solution. Fine. Wherever you have doubt, rewind the video, just look into it. You will be getting the answer. All are simple questions except 1 to few questions we have discussed. 67th question. It is given that the beats are produced by two sound sources of same amplitude, clear, and nearly equal frequencies. The maximum length, the maximum intensity of beats will be dash when compared to that of one source is given by same double 4 times 8 times. Let me give you the explanation for this. You should be knowing the concept that intensity is equal to intensity is proportional to square of the amplitude. Intensity is proportional to square of the amplitude. Okay. Here two curves are given, frequency 1, frequency 2. Okay na? Clear? Maybe something like y is equal to a1 sin omega t. This may be corresponding to y is equal to a2 sin of omega t and so on like that. Omega 1 t1 atla anukondi. For example, beats would be based on addition. So ఏమవుతా ఉంటుందంటే బేసిక్గా రెండు యాడ్ అయితే బేసిక్గా కన్స్ట్రక్టివ్ ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ అంటాం. అప్పుడు రెండిటి వల్ల ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ పెరుగుతుంది, డిస్ట్రక్టివ్ ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ అవుతుంది కూడా. ఓకేనా? క్లియర్? దెన్ యూ విల్ బి గెటింగ్ బేసికలీ దట్ వన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఏ lesser value of frequency అనమాట. So you will get high frequency ones and almost negligible frequency later. High frequency, negligible frequency. That's the concept of beats. I believe you know that. Okay na? Clear? What they are telling is both of them have same amplitude. These have same amplitude. This A1, A2 both are same. We need to understand this. These values A1, A2s are both are same. This omega 1 is approximately same as omega 2 because omega nunche frequency vastundi, frequencies are approximately same. We will use two waves of almost similar frequency to produce beats. Clear? Both are there. As this amplitude is A, initially intensity ఈజ్ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు ఏ స్క్వేర్. సింపుల్. ఇనిషియల్గా ఒక వేవే ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇంటెన్సిటీ ఈజ్ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు ఏ స్క్వేర్. నా ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, రెండింటిని సూపర్ ఇంపోజ్ చేసి బీట్స్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తే మ్యాక్సిమం ఇంటెన్సిటీ ఆఫ్ బీట్స్ ఎలా ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది అని చెప్పేసి. మ్యాక్సిమం ఇంటెన్సిటీ విల్ అక్కర్ డ్యూ టు కన్స్ట్రక్టివ్ ఇంటర్ఫిరెన్స్. ఓకే, maximum intensity would occur when there is constructive interference. ఓకేనా, క్లియర్. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతాయి, రెండు యాడ్ అవుతాయి. ఓకేనా, ఒమేగా 1 ఒమేగా 2 అప్రాక్సిమేట్లీ సేమ్. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ద ఫైనల్ y ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2a sin ఒమేగా t. యాంప్లిట్యూడ్ డబుల్ అయింది. నౌ ఇంటెన్సిటీ ఈజ్ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు 2a హోల్ స్క్వేర్ విచ్ ఈజ్ 4a స్క్వేర్. అండర్స్టాండ్, ఇక్కడ a స్క్వేర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇంటెన్సిటీ దీన్ని I0 అనుకుందాం. క్లియర్, దీన్ని I ఫైనల్ అనుకుందాం. సో దిస్ ఇంప్లైస్ I final is equal to 4I0. So the intensity became 4 times. Clear? So the answer is option number 3 or C, 4 times. That's how we need to solve it. Intensity proportional to square of the amplitude అనేది మీకు తెలియాలి, అప్పుడే మనకు ఆన్సర్ వస్తుంది. You can copy the solution. I hope there is no confusion at all. Please copy the solution, everybody. I believe you guys have done this. You can copy this as well if you want. Let me proceed with the next question. In this question, it is given that a siren emitting sound frequency 800 Hz is going away from static listener with a speed of 30 meters per second. The frequency of the sound heard by the listener is, velocity of the sound is given as 340 meters per second. Let me solve this guys for you. It is from Doppler effect. In Doppler effect, we know apparent frequency f0 is equal to fs into v plus or minus v naught by v minus plus vs. In this question they said the siren is emitting a sound of frequency 800 Hz. Ante fs is equal to 800 Hz. fs is equal to 800 Hz is going away from a static listener with a speed of 30 meters per second. Okay na? So listener source speed is equal to 30 meters per second. Listener is stationary, so 0 meters per second anamata basic ga. So let us substitute this, and the value of v, which is velocity of sound, is given as 340 meters per second. It is given as 340 meters per second. So let us substitute to get the apparent frequency FO. FO is equal to Fs value, which is given as 800. V plus or minus 0. V minus, because S is going away, right? S is going away annadu kabatti we should be reducing this fraction. Okay na? Reduce avali ante we should be having plus. So there is plus Vs. So 800 into, you take this value 340 by 340 plus Vs 30. This comes 800 into 340 by 370. If you simplify this, 0 is gone. So you need to do this calculation. 800 into 34 by 37. Let me bring the calculator and let me do it. That can save our time. It is coming approximately 735.13. and it is matching with option approximately near to option number 3, 733. That's how we will be giving the answer for this question as option number 3. Very straightforward question from Doppler effect. You can copy this and this as well, and this is the solution. Next one, see, during the melting of a slab of ice, read the question properly, at 273 Kelvin at atmospheric pressure, positive work is done by ice water system on the atmosphere, positive work is done by the ice water system by the atmosphere, negative work is done on the ice water system by the atmosphere, internal energy of the ice water system decreases. See here, let us go back to understanding work done by the system and so on. In thermodynamics, basically, if you have a system like this is the cylinder and there is this piston, there is this gas anukundam. If gas is expanding, it is doing work on the piston. If this piston is compressing the gas, the work is done on the gas. Clear? If you see, the question is given that melting of a slab of ice is getting melted here. Ice at 273 Kelvin. First of all, 273 Kelvin anante, temperature is 273 Kelvin anante. This is nothing but 0 degree centigrade. 0 degree centigrade low, atmospheric pressure low, we are melting the ice. Okay, na? Clear? But one very crucial thing is ice floats on water. And enti, ice has ice density. Ice density is lesser than. Ice density is lesser than water. Okay, na? We know mass is equal to density into volume. Okay, this implies anyways mass is constant. Density into density of ice, volume of ice is equal to density of water after melting will be same as volume of the water. ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, density of ice is lesser than density of water కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇటు వెళ్తుంది కదా, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇటు వెళ్తుంది కాబట్టి సో ఐస్ నుంచి వాటర్ అవుతుంది. డెన్సిటీ ఆఫ్ ఐస్ ఈజ్ లెసర్ దెన్ వాటర్ కాబట్టి డెన్సిటీ తగ్గుతుంది కాబట్టి దిస్ ఇంప్లైస్ వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ ఐస్ ఈజ్ డెన్సిటీ తగ్గుతుంది కాబట్టి వాల్యూమ్ పెరుగుతున్నట్టు. ఓకేనా, డెన్సిటీ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ డెన్సిటీ పెరుగుతుంది కాబట్టి వాల్యూమ్ తగ్గుతున్నట్టు. వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ ఐస్ ఈజ్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్. అంటే ఏమవుతుంది, ఐస్ అనేది ఓకేనా, ఐస్ యొక్క డెన్సిటీ తక్కువ, డెన్సిటీ వాటర్ యొక్క డెన్సిటీ ఎక్కువ కాబట్టి యూ వుడ్ సీ దట్ బేసికలీ ద పర్టిక్యులర్ వాటర్ ఈజ్ ఫార్మ్డ్ విత్ లెసర్ వాల్యూమ్ దాన్ ఐస్. వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ ఈజ్ లెసర్ అనమాట. సో వాల్యూమ్ తగ్గుతుంది అనమాట బేసిక్గా. ఓకేనా, క్లియర్? అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇక్కడ ఐస్ తీసుకోండి, ఇలా ఉంది. ఇది ఏమవుతుంది, దీని ఎవ్రీ డైరెక్షన్లో అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఉంది. బేసిక్గా మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, దీని యొక్క వాల్యూమ్ తగ్గించేస్తున్నాం. That means what's happening is basically atmosphere is doing a positive work on ice. Atmosphere is doing a positive work on ice. Atmosphere is doing a positive work. Positive work is done on ice water system by the atmosphere. Atmosphere is, it is almost like atmosphere is compressing the ice to form water. వాల్యూమ్ వాటర్ యొక్క వాల్యూమ్ తక్కువ కాబట్టి ఇట్స్ కంప్రెసింగ్ ఇట్ అనమాట బేసిక్గా. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ డూయింగ్ ఏ పాజిటివ్ వర్క్ అనమాట బేసిక్గా. ఓకేనా, క్లియర్? పాజిటివ్ వర్క్ ఈస్ డన్ బై ఐస్ వాటర్ సిస్టమ్ ఆర్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్? నో, ఐస్ వాటర్ సిస్టమ్ ఎక్స్పాండ్ అయితే ఈ ఆన్సర్ కరెక్ట్ అయింది అనమాట. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ జస్ట్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద లాజిక్ దట్ ఐస్ హ్యాస్ లెసర్ డెన్సిటీ దాన్ వాటర్. జనరల్గా సాలిడ్స్ విల్ హ్యావ్ హైయర్ డెన్సిటీ దాన్ లిక్విడ్స్, కానీ ఐస్ మాత్రం ఐస్ హ్యాస్ లెసర్ డెన్సిటీ దాన్ వాటర్. సో వాటర్ అయింది అని అంటే బేసికల్గా వాల్యూమ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది. వాల్యూమ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది అని అంటే ఓకేనా, సో డెన్సిటీ పెరిగింది అని అంటే బేసిక్గా వాల్యూమ్ డిక్రీజ్ అయింది. సో వాల్యూమ్ డిక్రీజ్ అయింది అని అంటే అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఈజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ కంప్రెసింగ్ ఇట్. సో అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఈజ్ డూయింగ్ సమ్ వర్క్ అనమాట. క్లియర్? సో పాజిటివ్ వర్క్ ఈజ్ డన్ బై ఐస్ వాటర్, పాజిటివ్ వర్క్ ఈజ్ డన్ బై అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఆన్ ఐస్ వాటర్ సిస్టమ్. ద సేమ్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ రిటన్ హియర్. ఆప్షన్ నెంబర్ 2 ఈజ్ ద రైట్ ఆన్సర్ హియర్. Fine everyone, clear? I hope it is completely okay. Let us proceed to the next question. 70th question, we have total of 6 questions. Let us solve them. It's another question from thermodynamics. Let me show that screen. If you guys want, you can copy this as well. This one. I believe you guys are able to do this. Great. Let us proceed to the next one here. It is given that a gas is compressed at a constant pressure. A gas is compressed at a constant pressure of 50 Newton per meter square. A gas is compressed at a constant pressure of 50 Newton per meter square from a volume of 10 meter cube to volume of 4 meter cube. Full stop. Energy of 100 joules is then added to the gas by heating. The internal energy is. So basically it is from the concept of first law of thermodynamics. Let me explain you this thoroughly. First thing first sentence lo, the gas is compressed at a constant pressure. The gas is compressed at a constant pressure. So let us take it as stage 1 because it is done in 2 stages. So let me take each and every stage. So stage 1. Stage 1 lo constant pressure compression. So ఏమంటున్నారంటే ఇక్కడ బేసిక్ గా ప్రెషర్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు 50 Newton per meter square from a volume of 10 meter cube to 4 meter cube. Volume 1 is equal to 10 meter cube. Volume 2 is equal to 4 meter cube. Okay, that's the thing. Clear? So we need to know what is the change in internal energy in this one. Then later we will find in the second stage as well. Okay. In this one, if you write down from first law of thermodynamics, from first law of thermodynamics, okay na? From first law of thermodynamics, we have whatever heat you are adding to the system, delta Q is equal to delta U plus work done. Okay, in this one we did not give any heat addition, so 0 is equal to delta U. Work done is P into change in volume. 0 is equal to delta U plus pressure value, which is nothing but 50, volume V2 minus V1, 4 minus 10, final volume minus 10, change in volume. So you are getting 0 is equal to delta U plus 50 into minus 6. So delta U comes out to be positive value 300. Okay na? 5 into 6, 30. 300 joules. This is the increase of energy in the stage 1. This negative value, when we go this side, there is increase anamata. Keep in mind. Let us do the similar thing for stage 2. In stage 2, what they are telling is energy of 100 joules is then added to the gas by heating. So there is heating now. Delta Q is equal to how much they are actually giving? 100 joules. Okay, so delta Q is equal to delta U plus W. There is no work done, so this is 0. So we are getting 100 is heat addition, so we should be positive delta U. This means change in internal energy in the second case is equal to 100 joules. Okay, stage 1 lo వేరు వచ్చింది, stage 2 లో different వచ్చింది అన్నమాట. బేసిక్ గా energy 100 is added. Okay, so total change in energy is equal to total delta U is equal to, first value is equal to 300, another one is another 100. Total delta U is equal to 300 plus 100, which is 400 joules. So we see that there is 400 joules of increase of internal energy. If it is decrease, we will be having negative sign, but there is increase of 400 joules. So you can see that option number 1, increase of 400 joules is there. First option is right. I believe it is completely clear to everyone. So we should do step by step like this. You can copy if you want. So if you guys think Technogate is the right place to prepare for ECET by watching these videos, you can definitely, don't hesitate, you can directly call this number. Okay, 93, it might not be visible. That's okay. I will write down this phone number towards the end. That's okay. Clear? So you can inquire us, and the fees is just 2000 rupees for online. You will be having live class and all, but majorly you would be covering live classes. Like at least 80 to 90% will try to cover in live classes. అంటే యాప్లో ఉండే రికార్డెడ్ క్లాసెస్, టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ మెటీరియల్ ఇవన్నీ కాకుండా యూ హ్యావ్ లైవ్ క్లాసెస్ విచ్ నో అదర్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఈస్ ప్రొవైడింగ్. ప్లీజ్ కంప్లీట్ కాపింగ్ దిస్. I believe you guys got a glimpse of it. It is done. Now let us proceed to the next one. This is the one here. Okay, 71st question. So we have total of 5 questions. It is given that a vessel containing 10 liters of an ideal gas at pressure of 760 millimeters of Hg, that is mercury, is connected to an evacuated 9 liter vessel. The resultant pressure is. So basically when చేస్తున్నామనంటే ఇనిషియల్ గా వెజల్ హ్యాస్ 10 లీటర్స్ అన్నమాట వాల్యూమ్, ప్రెషర్ ఏమో 760 millimeters of Hg ఉంది. వాట్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ ఈస్ వీఆర్ కనెక్టింగ్ ఇట్ టు ఏ అనదర్ 9 liter వెజల్. ఓకేనా? So it is connected to a 9 liter vessel. Total volume is becoming 10 plus 9. So now gas is occupying a volume of 10 plus 9, 19 liters anamata. So corresponding to that we need to get the pressure. And here there is no temperature change. Clear? There is no heat loss or anything. There is no temperature change anamata. So if you see, based on ideal gas equation, based on question number 71, ideal gas equation we have PV is equal to nRT. This whole thing is constant. So we have P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Initial ga pressure 1 is equal to 760 millimeters of Hg. Ante ichara 760 millimeters of Hg. And V1 value is equal to 760 millimeters of Hg. V1 is equal to 10 liters. Okay? And P2 value we need to find out. V2 is equal to initial one, which is enta 10 plus 9. It is evacuated to 10 plus 9. It is going to that. It is connected to a 9 liter one. So it is 19 liters. So this implies initial pressure 760 millimeters into V1, which is 10. 760 into 10 is equal to P2 into 19. This implies the final pressure is equal to 7600 by 19. 7600 by 19. Let me do the calculation. It is coming out to be 400. It is coming out to be 400 millimeters of Hg, which is matching with option number 1. So simple thermodynamics or ideal gas equation related question. The answer is option number 1. Clear? You can copy this. 71st question's solution. I hope there is no confusion at all. Let us proceed to the next question. 4 more questions left for us. In this question, a sealed glass jar is full of water. When its temperature is decreased to 0 degrees centigrade, first option saying the glass jar remains as it is with ice. Option 2, the glass jar remains as it is with water. Option 3, glass jar contains half the amount of ice mixed with water. Option 4, the glass jar breaks due to the formation of ice. Basically, indaka oka question lo chusam. Ice, whenever you take water and you put ice cubes on it, it will float. Ante kada? Okasari ekkadana meer restaurant ki velte cool drink immani cheppandi. Cool drink lo ice istar, glass lo iste. Ice will be floating on water. Right? Okay na? So ice has lesser density. So ice has lesser density, water has more density. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, వెన్ యూ టేక్ ఏ బాటిల్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్, బాటిల్ని క్లోజ్ చేయండి, మీరు డీప్ ఫ్రిడ్జ్లో పెట్టండి. ఏమవుతుంది, డీప్ ఫ్రిడ్జ్లో పెడితే ఆ బాటిల్ పాడైద్ది అంటారు ఫస్ట్. ఎందుకు? ఆ బాటిల్ బల్జ్ అవుతుంది. వాటర్ పోసిన తర్వాత ఏమవుతుందంటే దిస్ పర్టిక్యులర్ వాటర్ అనే దానికి, వాటర్ ఇందాక చూసాం కదా, వాటర్కి హయ్యర్ డెన్సిటీ, ఓకేనా, ఐస్కి లెసర్ డెన్సిటీ. ఎప్పుడైతే డెన్సిటీ తగ్గుతుందో you see volume is increasing. Let me write down that again. So mass is not changing anamata. So mass is equal to density into volume. This implies density is inversely proportional to volume. This density is inversely proportional to volume. Okay na? So when here you see that like ice is forming, okay na? So water to ice అయినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, డెన్సిటీ వాటర్ నుంచి ఐస్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు డెన్సిటీ అనేది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. దిస్ ఇంప్లైస్ వాల్యూమ్ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజింగ్. అంటే మీరు 1 లీటర్ బాటిల్లో ఫుల్గా నింపి మూత పెట్టినారు, ఓకేనా? మూత పెట్టడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది, ఫుల్గా మూత పెడితే ఏమవుతుంది, ఇప్పుడు వాటర్ ఐస్ అయిపోయింది, ఐస్గా ఫామ్ అయినప్పుడు ఇట్స్ వాల్యూమ్ షుడ్ బి యాక్చువల్లీ ఇంక్రీజింగ్. సో బట్ మీరు క్యాప్ పెట్టున్నారు, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, బాటిల్ మీద ఐస్ ఫోర్స్ అప్లై చేసి బాటిల్ని కొంచెం బల్జ్ చేస్తాను అనమాట, ఆ విధంగా బాటిల్స్ పాడవుతూ ఉంటాయి. సేమ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇస్ ఆస్క్డ్ హియర్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ది ఆప్షన్స్, ద గ్లాస్ జార్ బ్రేక్స్ డ్యూ టు ద ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఐస్. అర్థమైంది కదా, ఇదనమాట. అందుకని వాటర్ బాటిల్స్ డీప్ ఫ్రిడ్జ్ లో పెడితే చూసుకోండి అంటే అంటా ఉంటారు బేసిక్గా. క్లియర్, అండర్స్టూడ్? ఫోర్త్ ఆప్షన్ ఈజ్ రైట్, రిమైనింగ్ ఆల్ ఆర్ నాట్ అట్ ఆల్ కరెక్ట్ అనమాట. Let us proceed with this one. It's an interesting question based on absolute pressure, gauge pressure and normal pressure. Okay, understand from here. A bubble rises from the bottom of a lake 90 meter deep. On reaching the surface, its volume becomes how much? Atmospheric pressure is 10 meters of water. So ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే, a bubble is floating up. ఇది surface of the water అనుకోండి, atmosphere ఇది బేసిక్గా atmospheric pressure ఇక్కడ ఉందన్నమాట. A bubble is going up. So this is first position. Pressure at 1 is equal to ఏమన్నారనంటే, they are saying here it is 90 meter deep. A bubble rises from the bottom of a lake 90 meter deep. So 90 meter deep అనగానే ఇక్కడ pressure is equal to rho gh plus p atmosphere. ఓకేనా? So rho is equal to, you can put rho g, h is equal to 90 meters plus p atmosphere. Understood? That you need to keep in mind. I'm not putting the value of rho g and p atmosphere intentionally. We can do it later. ఇక్కడ నుంచి it is going to this position. ఇక్కడ నుంచి it is going to this position. Understood? And this position is second position. I believe it is visible on the screen. Yes. So this pressure 2 is simply atmospheric pressure. Ante kada? And what else they are saying here? This one, atmospheric pressure is given as 10 meters of water. Height of the water lo icharanamata basic ga. Ante density of water, gravity g is equal to 9.81 తీసుకొని మీరు ఆ విధంగా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తే this is given as 10 meters anamata. So this can be taken as 90 meters. Okay, this would be anyways 10 meters. And what they are asking this question here, the volume becomes how much? So based upon the change of pressure, what is the change of volume they are asking? So we can apply ideal gas equation, because bubble is having a gas, it is going to the top anamata. So from ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. So PV is equal to constant. That means pressure is inversely proportional to volume. P1 by P2 is equal to V2 by V1. So P1 by P2, okay na, bubble rises from that one to that one, volume ఏమవుతుందని చెప్పేసి. So here we have P1 by P2. కొంచెం ఓవర్లాప్ వచ్చింది, that is okay. So we have this. P1 by P2 is equal to V2 by V1. So P1 value, first pressure, is equal to 90 plus 10, 100. P2 is equal to this one, 10, is equal to V2 by V1. This implies V2 is equal to 10 V1. So volume is becoming 10 times. అందుకనే బబుల్ అనేది పైకి వచ్చి బస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ప్రెషర్ రాగానే, తక్కువ ప్రెషర్కి వెళ్ళగానే. So it is becoming 10 times. The answer is option number 10. So this is a combination of understanding gauge pressure, absolute pressure and also ideal gas equation. Absolute pressure తీసుకొని మనం ఈ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేయాలి, లేకపోతే మనకి ఆన్సర్ తప్పు వస్తుంది అనమాట. So you can copy the solution if you want. I believe it is completely visible to you all. You guys can understand from this. We are done with this. Now let us proceed with the last two questions. An endoscopy is employed by a physician to view the internal parts of a body organ. It is based on principle of what? ఎండోస్కోపీ అంటే ఏంటి? బేసిక్గా ఒక పైప్ పంపిస్తారు కడుపులోకి, దాని ఎండ్లో కెమెరా ఉంటుంది, దానికి ఒక లైట్ కూడా ఉంటుంది బేసిక్గా. సో మనం లైట్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి పంపించాలి? దానికి పవర్ గాన్ లైట్ ఎట్లా వస్తుంది? మన పైప్లో ఒక కరెంట్ వైర్ పెట్టి, ఓకేనా, కరెంట్ వైర్ పెట్టి ఆ కరెంట్ వైర్ని ప్లగ్లో పెట్టలేము. ఎందుకు? బాడీలో కరెంట్ వైర్ వెళ్తే షాక్ కొట్టే ఛాన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది. దట్స్ వెరీ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. సో వాట్ వి డూ, వి విల్ యూస్ టోటల్ ఇంటర్నల్ రిఫ్లెక్షన్. సో లైట్ అనేది ఒక ఎండ్లో పంపిస్తే ఒక వైర్కి, అంటే వైర్ అంటే ఆ ట్యూబ్లో అనమాట, ట్యూబ్ ఇలా ఇలా ఉంది, ఓకే. టోటల్ ఇంటర్నల్ రిఫ్లెక్షన్ అంటే ఏంటి? లైట్ పంపించింది, ఇలా రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతూ మొత్తానికి లోపల వెళ్తూ ఉంటుంది. లైట్ విల్ గో ఎనీవేస్ వెరీ ఫాస్ట్లీ. ఇలా వెళ్ళి ఇక్కడ వచ్చింది అనమాట, లోపల లైట్ వచ్చింది, ఇక్కడ ఒక కెమెరా ఉంది. దిస్ కెమెరా విల్ బి రికార్డింగ్ ద ప్లేస్ విచ్ ఈస్ లిట్, అండ్ అది ఫీడింగ్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటుంది. దిస్ కెమెరా విల్ బి గివింగ్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఫీడింగ్ అనమాట. అండర్స్టూడ్? అండ్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ యూ కెన్ సీ ఇట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్ త్రూ యూజింగ్ ఎండోస్కోపీ అనమాట. I mean to say, endoscopy is possible through total internal reflection. That is how the answer for this question is option number 4. I believe it is completely clear to all. Coming to the last question, and very very interesting one. What they are asking in this question here, the light of wavelength 5000 angstroms falls on a sensitive plate with photoelectric work function of 1.9 electron volts. The kinetic energy of the emitted photon electron is equal to how much? Okay, let me solve this question for you guys. We need to do some conversions and all, okay. So let me take the numbers of conversion from electronic volts and all, because I don't remember them. Yeah. So it is given in this question. First of all, let me take the data. So memory wise things మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఫ్యాకల్టీగా నాకు అవసరం లేదు, I can manage with that. So memory based things. First of all, what they are telling, the light is having a wavelength of 5000 angstroms and it is falling on a plane. So the light having wavelength is equal to 5000 angstroms. This angstroms means 5000 into 10 power minus 10 meters. Okay, it is done. It is falling on a sensitive plate with photoelectric work function of 1.9 electron volt. So threshold is 1.9 electron volt. సో బేసిక్గా ఏంటి, ఒక సెన్సిటివ్ ప్లేట్ మీద లైట్ పడింది అనుకోండి, ఈ యొక్క లైట్ అనేది ఫోటాన్స్ని బయట పడేయచ్చు, ఓకేనా, ఒక బురదను కొట్టేట్టు అనమాట బేసిక్గా. సో కానీ మినిమం 1.9 ఎలక్ట్రాన్ వోల్ట్స్ కంటే ఎక్కువ పంపించాలి, అప్పుడు ఇది పాసిబుల్ అనమాట. అండ్ ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ఏమంటున్నారు, ద కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ఆఫ్ ద ఎమిటెడ్ ఫోటాన్. ఇప్పుడు ఇలా లైట్తో హిట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎమిటెడ్ ఫోటాన్ యొక్క ఎనర్జీ ఎంత అని అడుగుతున్నారు అనమాట బేసిక్గా. సో ఎంతైతే ఎనర్జీతో ఇక్కడ వస్తుందో దాంట్లో ఇంత ఎనర్జీ వదిలేస్తే, బికాస్ దిస్ ద మినిమం ఎనర్జీ రిక్వైర్డ్ అనమాట, రిమైనింగ్ విల్ బి దట్ వాల్యూ కదా. సో టు డూ దట్ వీ నీడ్ టు గెట్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ది energy in terms of electron volts. Okay, let me do that. So we have the energy incident is equal to, based upon lambda is equal to 5000 into 10 power minus 10 meters anamata. So energy is equal to h nu, okay na, it is hc by lambda. So let me write down the Planck's constant and all. I don't remember Planck's constant, I will write down, but I remember remaining things. C is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second, lambda is 5000 into 10 power minus 10, and we need to write down this h value. I am taking directly from here, it's written here. H value is given as 6.626 into 10 power minus 34. 6.626 into 10 power minus 34. Okay, this is the value. Okay, and we need to convert to electron volts later. So this will be in terms of joules. So if you simplify, I got the answer as 3.975. 3.975 into, just to save time, I am taking the answer directly, 10 power minus 19. This is in joules because we have substituted everything in SI units. C is in meters per second. This is in meters, this is in SI units anamata. Okay na? Let us convert this thing to electronic volts. E incident in electron volts. So you take this value and divide by 3.975 975 into 10 power minus 19. This is divided by electronic volts anamata. That is given by 1.6 into 10 power of minus 19. So this I am getting this as 2.485. 2.485. So this is the minimum, this is the energy with which it is incident on the surface. Okay, so the energy which is coming is 2.485 electron volts, and this threshold is equal to enticharu. Threshold energy is equal to given as how much here? 1.9. Okay, so the one which is going off will be 2.485 minus 1.9. This comes out to be, let me do the calculation. It's anyway simple. 2.485 minus 1.9. So it's coming out to be 0.485. So the emitted electron will come out with the energy of 0.585 electron volts. 0.585 means it is option number 1. That's how we need to solve it. Okay, so I'm stopping it here. We will discuss the next paper, afternoon session paper of physics in another video. We will not be discussing it now or today. We will conduct live maybe on next Saturday. Understood everybody? That's how we are solving this, and in the next video live we will be conducting the afternoon session paper. Thank you so much everyone. All the best. I hope you are able to understand everything. So for any admission related things, మీరు తెలంగాణ వాళ్ళైనా ఆంధ్ర వాళ్ళైనా ఎక్కడున్న వాళ్ళైనా కూడా యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ గో త్రూ లైవ్ క్లాసెస్ కదా. ఎవ్రీడే ఈవినింగ్ 6 నుంచి లైవ్ క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ ఐ టుక్ ఎ లైవ్ క్లాస్ ఫ్రమ్ 3 PM to 4 PM. సో ఎవ్రీడే లైవ్ క్లాస్ ఉంటాయి. సో యూ కెన్ లెర్న్ ఇట్ ఆన్లైన్, అండ్ యాప్లో మీరు జాయిన్ అయిన రోజులే డైరెక్ట్గా మీకు రికార్డెడ్ వీడియోస్ అన్నీ వచ్చేస్తాయి మొత్తం. లైవ్ క్లాస్ ఈస్ ఏ ఎక్స్ట్రా థింగ్ ఫర్ యూ పీపుల్ యాక్చువల్లీ. సో లైవ్ క్లాస్లో నాతో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ మీ డౌట్స్ అండ్ ఆల్. సో ఫర్ ఎనీ అడ్మిషన్స్ you can call my number 9886513213. Okay, or you can call the other number as well, 9391202202. 93912022 and 202. Understood? This is how this is the thing here. You can call us and you can take the admission. Okay na, batch to sambandham ledu. We have regular intake of students, and వాళ్ళొకవేళ ముందు classes lectures on miss అయితే they will be conducted later also. So we are still in the starting classes of physics anamata. It is a very good right time to join, not only in physics, in other subjects as well. So please take this opportunity and enjoy the most high quality lectures for ECET examination, ECET coaching for a very less price of approximately 2000 rupees. Thank you so much everybody. All the best. Bye everyone.